A couple of episodes ago, I thought I'll read a fun 5-star review on Apple Podcasts, the only review platform that matters every episode, and then I plumb forgot about it for like a month. But I did remember this week from Jonku82, "Can't live without it!" Exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point, which I feel like puts a lot of onus on us, because now we can never stop or Jonku82 will die.
Yeah, let me leave a new review and just say, "Have it for me!" Exclamation point.
I am now compelled, like a dragon, to hoard this podcast.
Now, see, I would also review this podcast as Can't Live Without It, because, you know, I do this and then I get money sometimes, somehow.
Yeah.
So, like, I can't live without it either. Agree with you, whoever you are out there.
As a professional podcaster, I will also die. I'm like a shark. If I ever stop swimming, I drown. But it's with podcasts if I ever stop. In fact, my girlfriend's been gone for 2 weeks, and I'm trying to think of what I could do without her here that I can't do with her here. So I went to sell my blood.
Just on the streets, not like a bank.
Did you at least use the time while they were taking the blood to like call someone up on your phone and do a podcast with them remotely? Because that's prime podcasting time.
It's funny though, because first of all, they said I was very hydrated and my blood was good, but I ultimately couldn't donate because I had been recently exposed to an allergen, which is my beautiful daughter Bjork. I am allergic to cats, and something with the antibodies would have messed it up. Do you have that in the UK, Laura? Can you just sell your blood to people?
Oh no, we can like give our blood away like because it's the right thing to do, but we can't sell it because that would incentivize, you know, people doing things detrimental to their own health for money and would prey upon people who are poor and in need to, you know, detriment their health for the betterment of people with more money than us. Like, that's a thing that's outlawed because it would be a terrible thing to allow, you know?
Don't worry, I'm not selling my own blood, I'm selling other people's blood.
It's a huge industry here.
Trust me, I would be selling my blood if I could get money for my blood. I have like triple the platelet count of a normal person. They can take like 3 doses of platelets out of me at a time. They fucking love me for that shit. If I could be making money, I'd be making triple cash on my blood.
Yeah, I was literally, as I was in the middle of explaining this ordeal, I realized a normal country wouldn't behave this way. That's why it had occurred to me.
I feel like this is one of these things that if you went on Xiao Shu and explained to a bunch of Chinese not TikTokers, they would be very upset that you did this.
Yeah, it's a very important part of being poor in America here. Austin Yorsky.
Hi everybody, I'm Austin Yorsky. Some things you need to know about me. I'm very physically large. I love communism and the LGBT community and ancient scrolls. You can find me anywhere as Austin Yorsky on Blue Sky on Patreon. You can listen to our bonus pod Spew Punk on Patreon for just $1. Hundreds of hours of content, co-hosted by our beautiful co-host Quinn. I'm the DM of this season, and moving it on to you, Quinn.
I love that you did an impression of me. It's very fun. Does defeat the purpose of the connecting our voices to our personalities, though. I am, of course...
We are 9 episodes in.
But it's an improv show, and he started the bit, so we have to continue it. So I think Laura has to introduce me. I introduce Dan, and Austin introduces whoever's left. I lost count.
I wanna commit to the bit, but I am too autistic for that because to me that feels like doing the Coca-Cola logo in the Pepsi font, and my brain hurts when I think about doing that. So I will not be pretending to be someone else because that's breaking the rules, and I follow the rules.
Okay, well, I'm Quinn Larios. I'm a huge whore. All my holes are open. I'm sucking fucking 24/7.
This goes out to the public.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Sorry, I'm Quinn Larios. I'm a very nice girl. I'm a sweetheart.
My grandma could hear this episode. I mean, she can't. She's been dead for like 20 years. But like theoretically.
I'm an adorable cherub. You can find me at Rolo T on most platforms. I'm playing DiCaprio Devereaux, the Diamond Dragon. This is too confusing. We can't do this. I'm sorry.
See, you've got to agree with the autistic person here. This is, we can't be doing this. Don't use the wrong font.
I think we might be hitting 4 for 4 on autism on this recording. Let's be real here.
Oh, before the recording, I was going to say, do y'all see that trailer for the movie about the kid with autism and his name is Austin? I was like, come on, what the fuck?
I am not familiar with this.
Does he start a Dungeons & Dragons podcast?
It's a new Zachary Levi vehicle.
Oh my god, so that's gonna go great. All right.
Yeah, it's gonna go great.
So Austin, you just introduced me, so I'm not gonna talk. I'm gonna you don't have to actually introduce yourself, or I guess Dan, or one of it. You did me, so I don't have to talk.
I'll introduce myself. Hi, I'm Laura. A certain company's government owes me money, and I don't think I'm gonna get it.
I think, Quinn, you should say what your items are. Let's not go completely off the rails.
Not complete anarchy? Sure. So, my character, DiCaprio Devereaux, currently has her zipper costume rack, her Gucci sunglasses, her Dyson sphering. I guess you'll have to let me know how the astrolabe should be labeled in my inventory. I'm not so sure anymore.
Okay.
And then I have a perfume that I am simply calling like Illusion. Like it's supposed to be like a very fancy perfume name essentially that she used to cast her illusions.
Okay, the astrolabe is spelled like this. It's a Leona.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so it's I'm putting that in my inventory then, the Leona astrolabe.
Not to be confused with Leona from League of Legends. This is not an arcane podcast.
Is it spelled the same?
Ah, you think I'm playing that game anymore? I have some
We've
self-respect.
really lost the plot.
Austin, I've only just opened the Discord. I thought you were joking about the autism film.
No. No, it's the screenwriter sat down and said, okay, what do we name our autistic guy? What sounds like autism? Austin. Nailed it.
Directed and written by John Gunn. I really thought this was like an off-brand James Gunn for a moment.
He does have a brother out there, but it's not that one.
That's probably how he tricked everyone, like the guy when what's his name, Bill Murray thought he was being in a Coen Brothers movie, but it turned out to be a different Coen who was directing Garfield.
Mm-hmm. Classic story.
That's not actually true. It was just a joke he made. So
I play Doc Cop. She's a warlock. Is she a warlock? I don't remember what she is. She's a a warlock. Uh-huh. I know what I'm doing.
She's a steel dragon whose spells are flavored from the warlock class. Yeah.
Yeah, she's got warlock stuff. She's got a trash bag of holding, the pop-up book of goblin stuff that's out of date, the now useless empty genie bottle.
Oh, it exploded. It's gone.
The children's trading card deck of no synergy, the nuke, the plastic spy kit. There you go, Austin. I did stuff.
Congratulations. I feel like, are you not confident in your ability to read the list?
No, it's just... Look, no one else was reading the list, and I wanted to go with the goof of like, I'm also disobeying. But apparently tonight, I'm like, no, I must follow the rules. Apparently today I have to be behaved.
Quinn, I think you have to introduce me now.
Sure, my name's Dan, a little goblin. I hail from New Jersey, and I bathe in slime. I'm playing Rex. He's a fuck boy. Everybody loves him. You gotta love Rex. That's his catchphrase. And he's got a ton of items.
Now. It's definitely his catchphrase now.
He got a nickel in his pocket from when he met the senator. He got a whole hot dog in his pocket. His New York Giants jersey. All of the classics.
Giants jersey. I'm out of
What is this Boardwalk Empire character?
To sum up the items in my inventory: childhood anvil, ring of the king that ignores resistances, garter of the beast king, summons a familiar, and the Supreme Court justice gavel of dispel magic. That's all I got. Let's start the episode.
I'm now thinking I should have done a played up caricature of myself. Yeah, look at me, I'm Laura, blah blah blah.
One of the most unconventional beginnings in the history of this show, definitely, maybe most shows. But we are going to start the episode with the three of you in your full draconic glory atop a desert mesa here in the Cookie Mountains. There are a number of mighty peaks that you go to every week in this show, but this one is pretty short, but it is very broad at the top and very narrow at the bottom. It's a kind of inverted pyramid of a broad mesa, and there are dozens of dragons all gathered around the top, all of whom you know, your family members, and a bunch of other background extras we can talk about if you want, but they've all gathered here to be a part of this feast being put on by the celestial dragon Andronicus.
Our father is already wearing his gigantic Captain Kraken seafood boil bib. He's prepared.
I love this guy. Is this a real restaurant?
I'm assuming so.
What do you know about Captain Kraken if you don't know if it's a real restaurant?
I typed seafood boil bib into Google Images, and that was one of the first results.
Oh, incredible. So Andronicus is going to get out here and make a big speech to all the assembled dragons, but if there's anything you all want to say or do while you're milling around, now's the time.
I was gonna say, so one thing I'd like to establish is very important. I need to describe my character's fit. So, like, all the dragons are going to be at this event. So, I need to be wearing something extravagant, even though I'm anticipating being a chef at some point during all of this. So, I'm imagining that it is, like, a slightly sort of, like, zhuzhed up, sort of, like, you know, like the coat a chef would wear, maybe, like, just, like, tailored into, like, a dress of some kind. But I want it to have included with it just an inordinately kind of long furry coat. Like, just extremely obtrusive in the kitchen, but it kind of forces everyone to take notice of her at some point because it's just going to stand out in contrast.
Yes, one of the most flammable and sauce-absorbing outfits possible.
How much better would the bear be if everyone was wearing these outfits?
I think that Hopper's gone the opposite direction, because in the last downtime we discussed that her small folk have been finding discarded. I think there was discussion of like uniforms of various chain brands, including restaurants. So I think Hopper's gone and found like an old I don't know what fantasy restaurant to have this be the behind the counter worker uniform for. I need a fantasy equivalent of one.
We have come up with so many over the years.
Yeah. Red Bloblet.
And I was going to say Burger Countess.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah. You don't get crowns, but you get like a little piece of paper that pretends you're important.
So are you two in your humanoid forms right now? Everyone else is a full dragon.
Oh, I assume that, like, for space reasons, we had to be human. Because aren't, like, 100 dragons, like a city, essentially?
Yeah, I mean, atop this mesa, you all look like crows on a power line.
Okay.
It's quite a sight.
Let me correct myself. I have the uniform packed in, like, you know, tucked under a wing or something for later. But I do have the Burger Countess. I don't know, what's the signature item? The Burger Countess monocle that you get with, like, a little kid's meal. I've got one of those popped in.
Rex is, of course, just in his full draconic glory right now. Not any differences really in his look there. I think he has just sort of brought his smithing apron because fire dragon or red dragon food is probably not too dissimilar to superheating metal.
Yeah, that's a safe bet. All of you have been informed that you are expected to contribute in some way, although the exact contours of that aren't entirely clear to you yet. Also, I think I said all the dragons we know are here. Of note, Lady Falconbridge, DiCaprio's ex, is the only other one not in the full draconic glory. She finds it very gauche to be showing off how powerful you are all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think in a similar level DiCaprio is in her humanoid form or small folk form. Mostly because this is what she does for a living, like the fashion stuff, but I'm sure she also has at some point used that like I also think it's kind of gauche, you know, wink wink nudge nudge.
Yeah, so do the three of you want to talk about anything? Because Andronicus is making final preparations. He's going to make a big speech, and then you all are going to be expected to help cook for some reason which will be revealed shortly.
I mean, it could be like an award celebration where everything is, being competed against one another. May the best dish win.
Yeah, it seems like it's literally everyone from the looks of it.
Do any of us know how to cook?
I know how to breathe fire on a thing to make it better when I eat it.
You don't breathe fire.
Details.
What you would do, what I would describe as making soup.
Well, yeah, but I breathe. Stuff becomes more edible. I don't know. I don't pay attention to the specifics. That would require me to be engaged with what's going on.
Also, who's that tiefling?
You know, right? We had a thing. Is he making this up? It was, I think, a thing for us. Or did I never have us meet? No. I almost certainly would have introduced you at some point, right?
What are you talking about?
I think DiCaprio's just realizing she doesn't remember if she's ever actually introduced her partners to her siblings at any point in her life.
Yeah. Hop's gonna chime in with, I'm just as lost as you.
Real sibling moment. I never met a single person my brother has ever dated. My sister and I aren't sure he's ever dated anyone. It's completely unknown to us.
I think DiCaprio's just gonna kind of like sigh and realize she's never done it before and just be like, that's Lady Falconbridge. She's a little bit older than all of us. And I may have had a relationship with her in the past.
Rex is gonna say, you broke up with that? Are you blind?
Yeah,
She's so blue.
You tell me I make bad life decisions, huh?
It's not as simple as it seems. I didn't even necessarily say we're an ex. Who knows? There's always a chance, And DiCaprio's gonna kind of settle into saying that.
I think there's a glimmer in Rex's eye, and it says sounds like something's not definite. Sounds like maybe there's an opening.
Sounds like there's no ring on that finger. Whoosh.
In the background, you hear Lady Falconbridge tell someone, "Oh yeah, that's my ex, DiCaprio. We used to date. It's in the far past."
I'm just saying, you might be hearing wedding bells any day. You never know.
Oh, we better go introduce ourselves quickly so the wedding bells can be with us.
Oh, I'm sorry, I have to do this. I think Rex quite literally leapfrogs over Hop. The moment he realizes there's an option here, he pivots claws on Hop's shoulders and then just fucking vaults her to try to get
you're
first.
going to hop over me.
Yes, quite literally.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go on.
I've added Lady Falconbridge to the Roll20. I didn't know this was happening. What a dope
right,
joy.
Oh, now I've seen the picture. We're leapfrogging over each other now.
Just back and forth. Yeah, she is a very conventionally attractive blue tiefling in a quite radiant attire. And she's making polite conversation. This place almost has a dinner party atmosphere. It's pretty nice.
Mm-hmm. I believe you said last time that she's wearing scary skull armor. Is that accurate?
Yes, I believe we settled on she has more of the Lady Gaga fashion, where it's provocative, as opposed to the kind of classic elegance of DiCaprio.
Mm-hmm. But with that scary demon bent, if I remember right, that was the sort of aesthetic. I think you said she had tieflings and incubuses as her small folk. Yeah, Rex is.
Yeah, her small folk are incubi and succubi.
Mm-hmm. Rex will, at the end of this, I guess, vaulting attempts, transform into a human and, wait for his, a lull in the conversation. He's not just gonna, shoulder check whoever she's talking to out of the way at the moment. He will do it to his sisters, but he knows that's not gonna make a great first impression on this lady.
Okie dokie, then. You want to roll, what is this, persuasion to be smooth?
Yeah, sure. I have an opening line, but he's just trying to not obliterate the immediate opening, but sure, let's see how this goes. 1d20 plus... I closed out of the roll 20 by accident.
Okay, you accidentally fart.
Okay,
You've
I beat
ruined
you to it. 21.
Okay, I really like this. See, this is what's great about collaborative storytelling. I never would have put this in a novel, but my friends fighting to flirt with their siblings' ex.
I got a 5, so I don't think it's going very well. Laura, you're taking everything from me.
Yeah, you try to.
You've got a hot GD girlfriend already. Stay in your lane.
She bugging off. I was kind of hoping she'd stick around, but she's bugging off.
She said she'll be back.
Laura, can you make me a Constitution saving throw?
Oh no!
I suppose.
What is happening?
It's someone other than the DM asking me to make a roll. I'm always cautious.
Yeah, me too.
Well, I am attempting to cast a spell on you now.
Sorry. 4.
Alright, you are hit by my vortex warp as I am teleporting you back to me before you can have these conversations.
No, but I did roll that 21, so can I at least, get the start of a smooth opening going as I disappear?
Yeah, I want to hear both of your opening lines. How do you open?
Yeah, I think Rex goes, "Hi, Rex Maximus. Nice to meet you. Sorry, I just couldn't help but notice. Is that a Zalatrax the Painsmith original?"
Okay, and then Hop lands in front of you, having literally leaped over your entire body, and then what do you say before you're teleported away?
I think Hop literally does the, slight eyebrow raise kind of smirk and go, "Hey." Just very simple. Would have worked. Would have been the end, but nope, gone.
No, and then
sapped away.
DiCaprio's over there focusing on her fucking Dyson spearing and just teleports you away. What are you doing?
Yeah, that's
just
incredible. Lady Falconbridge pointedly ignores Rex Maximus with your 5, and just turns to DiCaprio and says, "You didn't introduce me to your siblings before. What's your sister's name?"
Hop, of course, my dear. You've surely heard of Hop's magnificent works.
Oh, the doctor.
Are you trying to make this go away by going, "She's the one with the trash pile"?
She is not trying to, but she is realizing there's not a lot to humble brag about that doesn't also kind of lead in that direction. Because DiCaprio
she picked up on
is a doctor.
Doctors, yeah.
She wrote a dissertation on, I think, some kind of fork spoon combination recently.
Oh, she's a pretty big deal then, huh?
I get around. It's nice to meet you.
In some cultures, it's subgroups, perhaps not all.
Apologies that we didn't say hello before. We did not. I'll be honest, we did not know you existed. But hello.
Are you saying this as you're running back to the conversation because you were teleported 50 feet away?
I love that.
Rex is just gonna take the hit of the failure and keep on going and go, "So, Lady Falconbridge, are you competing in today's festivities? Will you be making any meals for the assembly?"
Yeah, Lady Falconbridge says, "I'm mostly here to suck up to Andronicus. Who knows, he might be in charge someday, and he does know a lot of people."
Rex nods and says, "I can see why you were with DiCaprio."
But yeah, with the 21 and the 5, I think she thinks you're a ridiculous little boy, and she is interested in getting to know Doc Hop better. You didn't just hit her with the seduction beam, but
No,
it's
but just Yeah, we might talk later. Who knows?
Audience, it's not looking good for the romance arc for Day of this season.
Whereas Hop is just collecting every blue woman in sight.
I didn't even think of that. That's a complete coincidence.
I want DiCaprio to kind of pull Lady Falconbridge aside, though, at some point to just say, like, I hope you're not keeping yourself too busy, though, my dear. We have a deal, remember?
Yes, you'll get me back into Desdemona's good graces and inner circle, and I'll get you the true name of one of the Cymbeline siblings.
Not one of them, a specific one.
Oh,
But
yes.
I can give that information to your people again, since perhaps you didn't put it down the first time.
Oh, they're hard at work. They're making their rounds. They're preying on people's weaknesses. You know how incubi and succubi are. They'll get to the bottom of it.
Well, don't let your inattention to detail cause something to go amiss here. I'm not going to be doing my end of the bargain for charity, understand?
No, you're doing it for me.
Of course I am. Like, DiCaprio has to, like, kind of pause for a moment and then, like, turn it back on again and be like, oh, yes, absolutely. I'm doing it for you, dear.
Does the doctor know any celebrities? Have anything like that?
She mostly bathes in trash, I think.
Lady Falconbridge's hoard is basically celebrity memorabilia, things owned by famous people. So that is what.
As long as you don't care if the famous people are like 300 years ago famous, like people who you don't care about today but were famous in the past, there's probably some of that in the landfill.
Hey, you know whose stuff is probably almost exclusively famous people?
Kings.
Rex's entire hoard.
I mean, and also DiCaprio had many famous designers, fashionistas and stuff. I think all three of you potentially could have some overlap here. Is it not weird to date someone your sibling has dated? I would never do that. I'm sorry.
There are 2,000 dragons. We don't have a lot of options.
I don't know.
I mean, like, you're not wrong, but also, sometimes you see a role and it's funny.
Rex is the equivalent of like a 21-year-old. I don't think he's I don't think he's really considering when that far ahead.
When your hoard is trash, you don't get many options.
I like the idea of dragons having like an alien mindset compared to humans, where they just wouldn't care about that stuff. So I think that's actually like a fun role playing space to get out of like our human preconceptions.
Is this where we realize that Doc Hop is going to change hordes, and the horde is now blue girlfriends?
That would be fucking incredible.
I did actually spend a lot of time thinking about like, what do dragon relationships look like? Because you can make a ton of like interesting arguments of like, okay, are they mating for life? That's a cool angle for something that lives that long. Or it's like there's a species of South American monkey. It is I believe the only known like mammal that it's a matriarchal group with a harem of males, and I feel like that could just apply to whatever the oldest dragon is. Kind of sets the standard for whatever it wants. Like if Falconbridge was the oldest, yeah, she could have a harem of boy toys. Or you end up with someone like fucking our father, who seems to be mostly going for a string of baddies and then ruining those relationships.
Sure. I think, I mean, multiple partners is probably not unusual amongst dragons. They just, for me, I mean, you all are free to play your characters however you want, but for me, the NPCs I'm playing, I think they're all just too territorial to have super long-term relationships. That's just how I picture like dragons in their kind of mindset, is that they don't stay together with that long, especially because they live thousands of years. Like, it's hard enough for a human relationship to last a lifetime, let alone many times.
Yeah, look, one of you's got one horde, one of you's got a different horde. You're both too invested in your careers, not enough in the relationship. No,
I think some of the fun stuff that we're getting up to this season. But But yeah, I think Lady Falconbridge banters with the three of you a little bit more. Is there anything else before Andronicus steps up and gives his little spiel?
I think Rex will. DiCaprio is talking like directly to Falconbridge when she took her away for a moment. He's gonna turn to Hop and go, "How did that fail? What happened there?"
I mean, not everyone has my sort of flips head as if like flipping the hair in a shampoo commercial. Not everyone has my natural charisma.
Yes, the charisma of a precocious, dirty orphan.
Hey, one who has charisma though.
That was the precocious part.
Okie dokie. Andronicus, the celestial dragon, is going to step up. He is unique amongst the dragons here in that he has feathers on his giant wings, which is not exactly reptilian here. He has a golden coloration over most of his body, huge bending horns that almost look like they make a halo from certain angles. He is ancient and enormous, and he steps up and says, "Welcome, welcome, welcome to another one of my super successful and beloved social events. It's wonderful to see you all here. We're going to be doing things a little bit different this time, so I hope you all are ready to get involved."
Is this like a space for questions? Like, can we ask Andronicus something?
You absolutely can. I was giving you if you wanted to, whisper amongst yourselves, you were fine. But if you want to, raise your hand, you can.
I think DiCaprio is just gonna kind of whisper to her siblings as she comes over. Which, by the way, at this point, she has some kind of drink in her hand because she knows what is probably going to happen today, and she knows she's not going to do that sober. So I think she's gonna.
Where did you get that?
That ways, darling. Do you think he could be more vague about what he's talking about? Do you just keep saying that we're going to be involved in some way? It makes us feel like I'm going to get baked into a pie or something at the end of this.
We're going to do the activity. We're going to get involved in the proceedings.
Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah.
This sounds like when Mom signed me up for Worm Scouts.
Andronicus continues, "You all know I love to throw a radiant banquet when a new wormling joins our community. I've done so for a number of you here. Look, Orlando's children, all three of you, wonderful feast we threw. But this time is a little different because we are going to have a new member in our community with no one to look up to." And at this point, Andronicus reaches down and pulls out a huge golden egg. And it is obviously a dragon egg. You all have seen him before. He holds it up to show all of you, kind of turns it so that it glints with the light coming down on the mesa. There's no cloud cover or any obstruction. You're actually kind of feeling a bit warm here, as if like the whole surface of this peak is like a large skillet. He says, "On my travels to sample the many flavors of the world and collect exotic ingredients, I came across a merchant selling this. A dragon egg appears to be of golden dragon or yellow dragon heritage, and I brought this little guy back, and I think we're going to welcome him here with one of my beautiful radiant banquets, but I want him to remember all of us contributing to this, so I'm opening my hoard to all of you, my friends and beloved neighbors, and we're going to have ourselves a little competition." And he, is going to hands the egg off to your father, who's up at the front of the pack, to like show it to people so everyone can see this dragon egg.
Rex will whisper to his siblings, "Wouldn't it be wild if he just dropped it?"
Is it bad that all I can think of is using the dragon egg to make an omelette? And I know that is not. I'm like, look, you put me in the mind space of cookery competition, that's where I'm at.
Is there a gold dragon in our community at all? Like, is that a thing?
Yeah, I think there are probably one or two gold and yellow dragons here, but I assume he already asked them if it belonged to them, and it does not.
Okay. Can I check out this egg at some point? Like, I'd like to look at it.
Of course, yeah. Medicine?
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
A 16 for medicine.
Yeah, 16 is very good. If you have any specific questions, feel free to ask. I will say that it seems like this magical egg was kept in some sort of magic stasis, which kept it from hatching. So you don't know how old it is. So it could have been laid, centuries ago for all you know. But it seems like it is also pretty close to hatching. So this is going to be like a big feast.
Ah, this is when I go into the Pokemon egg and it says this one's really close to hatching. You're like, almost done. All right.
Yep.
Can I actually incite him saying that he bought it from a merchant? Because I'm just having the thought. Have there been a lot of like gold dragon deaths in the last few centuries since like coming to this new world?
Sure. Insight if you want to see if you're telling the truth. History if you want to know about the question you had there.
Oh, I kind of want to do both. I kind of want to do both.
If you roll fast enough, we can do it all.
Roll. Okay, the first one will be insight. The second one will be history.
Sounds good.
3, 8. I don't fucking know.
You don't know. Lady Falconbridge walks by you. Your head turns around 180 degrees like Pepe Le Pew. You're not paying attention.
Can I help Rex with that history question if I overhear him kind of talking a lot about it?
Yeah, Rex will just like say like if he bought this from someone here and it's not the few couple of gold dragons that live around here, where did this egg come from?
19 for history.
Wow. I will say that dragons, although they are very powerful and, that kind of take over any area they're in, there was a period of time where dragons were teetering on the brink of extinction because they refused to work together. They're very territorial, and they often had lots of valuable treasure that people murdered them for. So gold dragons, despite being one of the most powerful types, have been murdered with some frequency. They're pretty rare, all things considered. It's not like you heard of like a Jack the Ripper style string of murders that you think this is attached to, but it doesn't shock you at all that an egg ended up orphaned with a 19. If you have any more specific questions, let me know.
Who's gonna take care of this dragon if it's effectively an orphan?
So yeah, that's this whole event is kind of a ritual of the community kind of taking charge. You don't know who will like look after it day after day, but they are also born pretty capable. Like in our world, obviously some animals take like years to be able to hunt for themselves or whatever, and other animals come out the pussy knowing Shakespeare, Elephants just plop out and they're just ready to go. So what was that? Fuck. I was trying. That was an Ego Raptor quote. Do you think I came out?
I didn't come out the pussy drawing Mozart.
Drawing Mozart. That's what it was. Because he forgot what art form Mozart did.
I'm hearing what you're saying. However, something is a siren song is calling me, and that's the Rex single father arc.
I do love that.
Is this the thing you're going to be good at as opposed to everything else?
You don't need to put it like that.
Yeah. Anything further, Quinn, with your 19, which gives you pretty much everything here before I finish the spiel?
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
I will just confirm, I guess, that it doesn't seem unusual that a golden dragon egg or a yellow dragon egg, you don't know which, could have been magically put in stasis and then changed hands over the years and then ended up somewhere where he found it on his travels. Doesn't seem overly suspicious.
And it's true that Andronicus is just somebody who leaves the Cookie Mountains frequently. He tours around a lot.
Correct. We talked about this a little bit last episode. You all saw him while he was over in a Fey kingdom, checking out some like fairy cuisine and so forth. He actually spends kind of little time here, notably.
Okay.
The mountains are named after him because everyone sees him flying around the world with arms full of cookies, literally.
This is maybe a disconnected question, but it's something I realized I didn't elaborate on a lot last time. But Dad's territory was recently attacked by someone, correct?
No, there was I think a human. There was like a small human settlement that entered the outside range of the Cookie Mountains, not him specifically. And he, I guess to dispense with the subtext, he went completely apeshit on them in a way that was probably not necessary. Like it was like a small village of people just like chilling. They weren't bothering anyone, and he just completely destroyed them because he was mad about like Rex.
Okay, gotcha. All right, then. So I think DiCaprio is just gonna kind of pocket that information and kind of scan the crowd because she's trying at this point to find her mother and see if she's here.
Yes, you definitely see Desdemona, the Diamond Dragon, resplendent in all of her glory, somewhere making conversation with, other important dragons. So she is definitely here. But Andronicus is going to finish up his pitch. He says, I'm going to open up my beautiful mesa so that you all can take a poke through my larder for the competition. And some of you may know that when I circle the world looking for the finest cuisine, I give out my special Firestone Star to the finest chefs. And I happen to have one here. And he pulls out what looks like a small badge made of some kind of magical metal that appears to shimmer like fire in his claw. And this is a magic item that you all could win if you do the best here in the cooking competition to welcome a new member to the community. I will say it immediately activates neurons in Rex Maximus, who hoards items of authority and power, and it immediately, in its beauty, it is also an accessory to an outfit beloved by DiCaprio Devereaux. Is it a dingle hoppler as well? I don't want to decide that for you, Laura.
I struggle to think that it would be. My best read that it could potentially be would be if there is a particularly strong story to how this was earned in the first place, perhaps. Like, it'd be less about the object, it'd be more like, where did this specific one come from?
That's perfectly fine, but I will say there's only one Firestone Star that the party could earn, and at least two of you could definitely attune to it.
Rex and DiCaprio's eyes just fucking dilate.
Yeah, I don't think Hop's going to be a threat and fight. I don't think she's going to go out of her way to fight for this.
I'll say, I think there's, a moment where, DiCaprio's trying to, look at you, Rex. You do have this little stare down, but she does keep turning her attention back to her mom. It seems like she is very kind of, distracted by this.
Rex mumbling to himself, good, her ex is here and her mother. She'll be distracted.
Yeah, a lot of social stuff in the works here. Andronicus finishes, though, and says, unfortunately, the tunnels of my lair are a bit narrow, so we're all going to have to shrink down to get in there. And in a giant corona of golden light, he transforms into a Kirin, the kind of like a golden stag with draconic scales, and begins trotting towards an entrance that appears as if by magic. And all of Andronicus' small folk pour out too. A dozen or so Asimar, which are humanoids. They basically look human at a distance, but they give off faint light. They have a kind of pale skin, and they can manifest magical wings, which is how they got up here. No human, dwarf, or elf could scale the sides of this mesa.
I can't wait until a Rajang comes and just kicks the shit out of him and takes his horn. That's a Monster Hunter reference for my hunter heads out there.
Thank you very much. But yeah, Andronicus kind of trots down into the mesa, and now they're all the Asimars are pointing or handing out aperitifs and asking if you all need anything. And all around you, the dragons of the Cookie Mountains take their humanoid form to enter the lair of Andronicus, the Celestial Dragon.
Rex this time leapfrogs over to DiCaprio and starts sprinting in to get the choice cuts of meat.
Your dad puts out a claw to stop you briefly and says, I take it you're gonna take a peek into the hoard and see if we have anything violating the GLADYS Accords.
Of course, Dad. Why wouldn't we? We know our jobs. Is that something we can easily accomplish underneath all of this fanfare?
I wonder what kind of banned food item you could have.
Oh, let's hope they don't have the cheese that makes you a terrorist. Oh, it's dangerous, that stuff.
This feathered fuck has all kinds of security protocols. I've never gotten my snout even halfway down this mesa, so I don't know. I think this is gonna be our only chance. He seems like very irritated all of a sudden. I don't want to go down in there. I'm gonna hang. I gotta check on my unicorns.
Is there a history we should know here, Dad? Wow.
Do you want insight?
Yeah? Alright, insider history, it's gonna be the same for me either way.
Okay.
15.
Yeah, with the 15, he doesn't seem to be irritated about Andronicus specifically. It seems like he doesn't want to turn into a humanoid and walk around. He he would find it demeaning, I think.
Okay. But so that feathered fuck part is just him being annoyed that he would ever have to be small?
I think that, and also just that Andronicus is powerful enough that he could keep him out. It's just like he's the only other guy around that like could conceivably compete with your dad. So he's being like a dick about it. He's like, you know, he's talking shit. But it's not because like Andronicus has ever done anything to him.
I do have another question related to him like not wanting to transform into a small folk part. I don't think Rex would be thinking of this, but this is a question for myself. Would that in part be because like the small folk forms we take are like kind of representative of us physically? Would it be showing him like diminished compared to other adult dragons at this point because he is getting that old?
I love podcasting with Dan. They call him Dan the Insightful. Dan the thinking about things guy.
Yeah, that's on the plaque on my desk.
Dan the smart brain. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you said you're not going to ask that, but yeah, come on.
I mean, yeah, Rex wouldn't be like, is it because you're a weak old bitch? You'll be all wrinkly and shit. He's not going to say that to his dad. He probably wouldn't think it because he thinks his dad is immortal, and the rest of his family's immortal.
Yep. So all the other dragons that you're aware of are going to be inside of this structure, except for your dad, who's going to make an excuse to leave, it looks like.
So, going into this, I want to... I don't know whether this would be rolling something like history or going and finding someone to, like, snoop around and start asking. Hop's been wondering during all this, do we know anything about the existing tastes in food of the person we're trying to impress during this food competition?
I mean, you're making food for everyone, and I guess if there's any central person, it would be the wormling who's about to be born. So you do not know anything about this dragon.
Okay, that's fair. That answers my question. But in my head, I thought this was the hey, I am the dragon of fancy food. I decide who's best food.
That is Andronicus. He's the chef. He's gonna decide.
Yeah. I was forgetting the name, but yes, I was assuming Andronicus was making the decision because, knows the most about fancy food.
Yes, absolutely. He's the one who's going to judge who gets the Firestone Star.
Yes.
Rex is fully confident. Gold dragons, fire-breathing dragons, just like red dragons. Also another one of the most powerful kind of dragons out there. Obviously, he has a lot of common with this baby, both in personality, being a man-child. He's running in. He needs to get to those prime cuts.
All right.
Yeah, I think DiCaprio is going to kind of more leisurely go along. I think she is still a little distracted, not even really kind of thinking about the competition as hard as she probably should be right now.
Okay. The three of you go down a gentle slope that has appeared in the top of the mesa. It's like a secret passageway, and you find yourself in narrow, twisting hallways that kind of snake through this entire structure, kind of like the tunnels of an anthill. It is definitely too large for an adult dragon to be in here, but you all are relatively fine as your humanoid forms. And now, of course, DiCaprio, you can be in that huge absorbent gown that you put in the Discord. As you all walk down here, you see that there are signs on the walls as the tunnels split. basically in Draconic explaining like different wings of this place. It seems like this entire lair is a larder essentially. So there's like it's like fresh spring greens this way, grains and cereals this way, things of this nature.
Oh, it's like a little grocery store.
Absolutely. Occasionally you see an Asimar.
Is this the
walking
supermarket Sweep Arc?
Yes, of course.
Yay! Okay.
Occasionally you see Asimars milling about the place, offering refreshments and any assistance. And there are also like light fixtures that have been put up. I think Andronicus can see in the dark perfectly fine, but he's a good host and has put up magic torches in the tunnels so that everyone can see.
All right. Can we do some investigating to try to figure out, like, the, I guess, layout of this place, or just try to figure out, like, if we do want to start snooping around, where do we, like, make our exit? Like, at what point do we stop being, like, in the public attention?
Absolutely. I will also say Laura has put in a picture of the Burger Countess in the Discord. You can just Google Burger Countess.
Yeah, apparently you just Google Burger Countess and you find exactly the Burger Countess.
Who would win in a fight between Captain Kraken and the Burger Countess?
Well, I think the sea life is probably making Captain Kraken pretty hardy.
Oh, the Burger Countess would be paying someone to fight on her behalf. She doesn't fight her own battles.
For the audience, I realize this is a homophone. Kraken is as in cracking open a crustacean, not as in the Norse mythological creature.
Yes, Captain Kraken is a lobster, not a kraken.
I'm gonna. So, do we know where people are going to be like cooking food? Is there like a designated area in the by the signage?
Not yet. It appears you were in the ingredients gathering phase of this. I was asked about investigation roles, and that is, I think, where we are.
Okay.
In my head, I just have to warn you: this entire arc is going to be playing out as there's a video game called Battle Chef Brigade, and that is entirely what I'm imagining this arc is now.
Thank you, Laura. Yeah, you've blown up my whole spot.
Yeah.
I'll roll an investigation. This is gonna go bad, but why not?
Are we rolling investigation?
Sure.
20 crit. I'm gonna win this one, guys.
13, you can have this.
How do you figure out the layer? I'll just give it to you exactly, but how do you do so, Rex Maximus, as a human man right now?
So I think we've established that Rex is actually really bad at disguising himself as a human, right?
Yeah.
He's got like claws and scales and stuff. I think he just kind of still has his draconic like sense of smell, and he's just sniffing out all the various ingredients.
Okay, yeah, use your mighty snoot. I should have taken a picture of this because I have drawn the inside of the mesa on a piece of paper here, but I don't have my phone while I'm recording. But it is an upside down food pyramid from the 90s.
Oh my god.
So at the top layer is grains, in the middle fruits and vegetables, and then at the bottom is meat. I will say that there is no food smell at the very tippy bottom where the sugars and treats are on the old American food pyramid. Our young listeners probably don't know what I'm talking about because they fixed it years ago, but.
Oh, holy shit. He's going to have the fucking... There's an episode of Jimmy Neutron in the early 2000s where he makes like a super candy that's basically just crack and everyone gets dangerously addicted to it. That's the artifact.
All I want to know is what happens if you dig just a little bit further past the peak of the pyramid. Is there a secret additional food type he's not telling us about?
Yeah, he's got umami too.
Yeah, you go past the pyramid and it starts being a pyramid the other direction. There's even more shit.
Whoa, the FDA doesn't want you to know. But yeah, I will say that basically in order to complete this arc, you need to get something from each of the three main sections: grain, veg, and meat, or protein. and then you're going to be in a cooking contest. So right now is the part where you need to find your ingredients. And I will say, as you're sniffing around, you see that some ingredients are really rare, and there's not enough of them to share. And your competition is supermarket sweeping stuff into their cart.
Yeah, Rex is gonna fully just try to muscle people out. I do have an ability called Horde Hauler that I believe doubles my carry weight.
Hell yeah.
So he's fully just taking whatever he can physically carry. And I don't think he has any qualms about fully just strong arming another dragon and taking something out of their cart if he wants it.
Yeah, no, I love that. I will say I've given you basically 3 categories that you need to fulfill. So I will need.
Okay.
You also can talk to each other to decide what you're. But yeah, that is the episode structure.
Rex is making, so we're at the bottom right now, I believe. So we're doing grains and breads, right? Rex is going for biscuits. He's making biscuits.
Okay. So yeah, I assume the other 2 follow. I don't know if you want to contest your brother.
We are going. I am going to at least follow. I'm going to look for like a very like fancy kind of pasta, and I do have a way to try to use something to my benefit to help me out here.
Oh, tell me about that.
Yeah, I want to cast the spell Distort Value, and I want to make it look like the ingredients next to the ones that I'm going for are the ones that are really, really good.
Oh, that's great.
So like that, like basically I'll turn the mob onto that one.
Okay, so it seems like at least 2 siblings are making different dishes, which is interesting because I said, there's only 1 Firestone star. So if you're also competing against each other, that is very fun and juicy. Part of me was leaving the door open for the 3 of you to work together.
Hop is working on a competing meal without thinking through the question of if she gets that star, which sibling she's going to give it to, just because I think that would be really juicy drama if it happened.
Yeah, that is really good. Okay, do you know what you want, Doc Hop? Because Rex Maximus goes for the biscuits, and he's going to run into some trouble here.
He's going to run into some trouble. I think I'm using Unseen Servant to do the equivalent of grabbing stuff out of other people's trolleys. Just like grabbing stuff out of other people's baskets that looks cool with the invisible friend. I'm looking to do something that's very... How do I put this? I'm trying to go the opposite direction of big and extravagant. I'm going for, like, comforting home meal of, like, oh, yes, this is just... I don't have to think too much. This is just a very pleasant time comfort meal. So I think for that she's looking for, like, just a nice loaf of bread. Just some nice good bread. Nothing particularly fancy, nothing that's specking her too much one way or another, just some nice bread stolen out of someone else's basket with an invisible friend.
The invisible friend is perfect. My question is, do you cast Unseen Servant as a ritual? Because if you take the time to do that, some of the best bread is going to be gone. But if you spend the spell slot, I'm not going to make you roll.
This is the benefit of my plan, is that the bread will sure have been taken, but I'm stealing it from someone else's basket. So it doesn't matter that the best bread's already gone. I'm just going to steal the best bread off someone.
Okay, can I get a sleight of hand to not be noticed?
Okay.
I know he's invisible, so with advantage, obviously. But you would notice bread floated out of your rucksack and it left you.
Okay, so sleight of hand with advantage. Oh, yeah. Okay, cool. 20.
Perfect. This works without any negative consequences. You steal a beautiful loaf of bread here. Good job, Doc Hop. Distort Value. Is that also a spell-slotted spell?
That is.
Okay, then you do this. Other people grab bad pasta, and you are unopposed to your good pasta. Let's talk about biscuits. Rex Maximus, as you enter the room, pulled by the smell lines on your big sniffer. Mm-hmm.
I'm floating through the air.
Yes, you see a party here. Enobarbus, the barrel dragon. He is currently a dwarven man, and he is with a gray dwarf who you have been told is safety certificus, although that does not seem to be true. and they're grabbing up all the biscuits. What do you do?
Do they have anything in their cart already?
I thought cart was kind of a metaphor. I guess the Asivars can hand out carts if everyone wants carts. Yeah, fuck it, let's ball.
Well,
yeah,
you said this is supermarket sweep, and they used grocery carts and supermarket sweep.
No, that's fair.
Okay, I know what I'm doing. I'm using my Find Familiar ability to get an appropriate familiar for this place. And the answer is obvious. It's a rat. I'm ratatouilleing this, but not in the way that you'd expect. What I am going to make this rat do is to get into their car, loudly squeak, and then just start pissing and shitting all over their already taken biscuits. And while they're distracted, I'm taking the rest.
No. Okay. Yeah. Animal handling.
Okay. That's not gonna be great. What do we got here? -1. 4. Great. Once again, I should not have taken this ability. It's not working out.
All right, you summon up a rat, and as you instruct it to go over to Enobarbus and Safety Certificus, it seems like Enobarbus's head almost hyper rotates. He's used to being a large chameleon dragon with a different body, so he hurts his neck and how perceptive he is, and he points at it before it gets anywhere near him. And his companion runs over and scoops it up and puts it in a rucksack. And it's just like, I'm saving this for later.
I have a telepathic bond with it. Can I tell it to just start chewing through the rucksack to fuck with their stuff for later?
Yeah, you put a rat bomb in this person's life. But yeah, they don't kill the rat or anything, but they're going to have it on them, and then we're going to have to deal with that later.
May I go over and talk to Enobarbus real quick?
Sure, you have your pasta, and Hop has her bread. We are in the middle of trying to acquire biscuit supplies, but if you want to come over and talk to Enobarbus, that is cool for me.
I'm doing it almost like there's a small part of me that is doing it to help out Rex, but there is a part of her that is genuinely curious as she goes over, and she's just like, Enobarbus, so good to see you. Wonderful you could make it. And to bring some of your small folk as well. That is an interesting decision.
Devereaux, last time I saw you, you were dying on my floor. Charmed, I'm sure.
We all have different memories of how things went that day, of course. I'm just curious to see how you're doing.
I am doing wonderful. It is nice to get out, is it not? And the gray dwarf, putting the rat in a sack, says, yes, it's quite good to get out.
Now, I was under the assumption that this one in your employ was some kind of safety inspector. Are there a bunch of concerns about what might be inside Andronicus's food vault?
Nothing concerns me, daughter of Orlando.
I guess at this point, I'm going to roll an insight check on Safety Certificus because while I think by now me, the player, realizes something's up, I think DiCaprio just kind of went along with Hop's lie before and didn't really think too hard on it. And now she's starting to be like, it's kind of weird that, Barbus bought a non-dragon to a dragon-only exclusive event. So,
absolutely.
I am going to roll an 8 for insight. Like, I'm not able to really suss this guy out.
Yeah, you have absolutely no idea what's going on there. In fact, I will say you gave Safety Certificus your big coat that you took in the first episode from the Giants. You used his store value on it, and it appears he has given it to Enobarbus as a coat, as a gift, and he is wearing it now in his dwarven form.
Does Safety Certificus look younger in this dwarven form than Enobarbus?
I think they both look like a dwarven adult.
Okay, I was wondering if this is like a little brother or a kid situation. Like an apprentice.
It's hard to tell. I think adult dwarves, look, I don't know, I'm trying to think how I even want to say that. I think it's hard to tell.
You're about to say all dwarves look alike?
I would never say that. I love dwarves. They're adorable. And also now they have my favorite accent instead of being Scottish for whatever reason that we all decided they were Scottish.
I know what. I think the only thing I can have Rex do here after the rat attack fails, he's just going to run at them and just like grab onto their cart and then keep running with it. Oh. It's the only option I see.
What the fuck?
Oh, cool, in front of me too, so I'm gonna be the one left here no matter how this goes.
Holy God.
Yeah.
What?
I just have to speed blitz it and hope.
Yep. Rex, you grab the cart and start running away. Enobarbus and Safety Certificus just kind of stare for a moment, completely perplexed. And then Enobarbus says, "Bring it back." And Safety Certificus starts sprinting after your brother, but stays behind himself. I'm saying this to DiCaprio because you were in the middle of a conversation.
Yeah. DiCaprio's just gonna kind of awkwardly like fix her hair real quick and just be like, he's got good form on him, the Safety Certificate does.
Yes, he does not get out much, so this is quite a treat for him. What is the fucking problem with your brother?
DiCaprio is DiCaprio is going to kind of look and say, well, he is a bold sort. He is, the kind of dragon who likes to assert himself. He's still a bit young. I am trying to teach good manners into him, but it's not always the easiest task.
Master Humdrum is trying to pass on her secrets before she dies. I think I may have picked wrong vessel for this.
I actually would disagree. I think Rex is a fantastic person to send Humdrum to. They'll be good at pushing one another. I imagine at Humdrum's age, she probably doesn't feel much in the way of challenge, but that's really what Rex is best at, is challenging things.
She was more than enough to stop your challenge, was she not?
DiCaprio's just gonna kind of give like a cold stare for a moment and just be like, my, Barbus, very quicken with all of the digs I see. Can't just have any kind of civilized chat here anymore.
This is quite civilized. If you would like to become uncivilized, I do have a prismatic wall that you may be familiar with.
Barbus, really, I feel like you and my brother would really get along. You're both quite headstrong and stubborn when you get down to it, but I mean that in a good way, darling, as a compliment.
He kind of pulls up the big coat that in a roundabout way you got to him, and he says,
yeah.
He kind of like lowers his voice as if he's imparting great wisdom to the younger generation. He says, do not take lightly these small folks' lives. They feel as we do.
How do I want DiCaprio to respond to that? My instinct says DiCaprio's response to that is almost to like, not dismiss it, but she's just like, she kind of acts like she already knows this lesson. She's like, oh, darling, of course, your small folk reflect us. It's of our, utmost duty to make sure that they represent us in the best way possible. We can't neglect them. It looks down poorly upon us.
And so when you try to kidnap Master Humdrum, you think you can do this to my representative, as if I would not be offended if I come to your lair and I take your, how do they say this, lace. I take from you. This is okay then.
To be very clear, Sir Barbus, I didn't attempt to steal Humdrum. I wanted Humdrum's shield. That's it. We were in a situation where it seemed as though we had found an artifact under your control. And at that point, all bets were off. Obviously, things went the way they did, and I believe we can both continue upon our lives peacefully. I accept my loss, but I don't accept it being pushed in my face.
You must accept what you cannot stop.
Understood. But let me make this very clear to you. If this is a threat, understand I am not the person to mess with in my family. Anyway, enjoy your biscuits or whatever, and she's gonna just start kind of walking away.
Yeah, it's interesting because he doesn't seem to. I mean, to make the subtext text, maybe I shouldn't do that, but he took you all owning him well enough, but he's not a pussy.
Yeah, oh yeah.
So I don't know.
He is right. Like I did almost die in his lair, so he is right to bring up all those facts. DiCaprio's just doesn't like weakness being shown to her.
Also, I love that you said you're not the sibling to mess with, implying that there is a correct sibling to mess with.
That's what I was gonna have him say before you said toodaloo and walked off. I was gonna be like, which one do I mess with? But maybe we should answer that with an athletics contest because you are trying to run away with their cart. Rex Maximus.
Absolutely.
Yeah, let's get athletics. 24. Wow.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, this is Rex's arc. You found your stride.
No, yeah, it's not mine. The thing is, though, I got a 7.
Oh no! Sorry, I heard a twit.
For the audience, we have the same modifier. I didn't like big dog you with psycho stats. We had an extremely even dice contest there.
I think Rex calls Rex does actually feel kind of bad about this happening to be Enobarbus, right? Because if he had a choice, it would have been literally anyone else. So he starts to call over his shoulder like, sorry about that. How are you running so fast? Your legs are shorter than mine.
Yeah, this gray dwarf, which is, looks like a pretty traditional fantasy dwarf, but with like ashen skin and less hair. They're often like beardless. He runs, catches up to you, and like body checks you away from the cart and takes it over like kind of seamlessly, like a pretty graceful hip check move, and 180 Akira slides the shopping cart to go back. It just came to me. I didn't even know I was going to say that before I said it.
Oh, actually, is he trying to move me out of the way? Oh, I know, I don't have this feat yet. I have that in the level 20.
Oh,
sheet.
yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah. Oh, you mentioned to me, Dan, after that big boss battle, you said if Barbas had tried to drag you around with a sticky tongue, you have an ability that could stop that, but we didn't get to show it off.
Yeah, I physically cannot be moved if I don't want to be. I mean, okay, can I burn my breath weapon to melt the wheels of the cart to the floor and then just try to grab the biscuits out of it and start running again?
If you want to spend that resource, you're welcome to.
I'm so committed to these fucking biscuits now. I just have to.
I
Like,
can't
what else
wait.
am I gonna do with this?
I can't wait to find out what you're going to pair with these biscuits.
Yeah. These biscuits now hold up half the sky. Yeah, I'm not going to make you roll because these carts are not particularly sturdy. So if you use your fire breath coming out of your human mouth to melt the wheels, safety certificate just looks at you and says, "Really, bro? Really?"
I play to win. He's gonna fucking scoop up all these biscuits like a fucking shit and run.
Hell yeah. Yeah, if you spend the resource, that works. He's gonna stop and repair the cart in the hallway. A feature of Barbas' small folk is they're all very handy. So he is gonna fix this cart. It will be fine, but you did get the biscuits. So, Doc Hop, what have you been up to while this was going on?
I think Doc Hop has been trying to have a bit of a nosy around, because while she's got something from the grains level now, before we all move on to wherever's next, I think I want her to be looking around for like, is there how fancy is this pantry? Is there like a hidden room with all the good shit in it, or stuff hidden like I put it on the top shelf where no one's gonna see it? Like, is there anywhere where like unexpectedly good things might be hidden?
Yeah, let me have a survival roll to check for secret passages.
Okay, so a d20, just a straight d20, that gets me a 2. Let's do a use of lucky.
All right. Yeah, you're at rabbit's foot.
Yeah, that's a 16 now.
Oh, okay. 16's good.
Yeah, it's the first episode of the arc. I can use 1. Why not? 16. What do I get?
With a 16, I will say you look around, and it isn't that anything's hidden. Andronicus is just letting you into his stash, just saying, take whatever you want. It's more that the high-value items are being fiercely fought over, and in fact, you see a couple of dragons. Some are doing, like, it seems like there's a competition component that you could invoke to fight over ingredients. We had Rex Maximus do all kinds of silly shit, but it seems like some people are doing like formal duels to see who gets, say, like a really nice bag of rice.
I could go for a little bit of competition while the competition's going on. My unseen servant is still here. Like, I'm happy to enter a competition while my unseen servant tiptoes over to try and just take it mid-competition, but I'm up for trying a competition.
Yeah, with a 16, I'll say it seems like you could be rolling to determine like what are the highest quality ingredients, what are the freshest ingredients, although high draconic magic does preserve a lot of this stuff. So that's like why is there like biscuits, or why is there a delicious loaf of bread here inside of a mesa that hasn't like rotted or gotten weird? It's, everyone's extremely magic.
Okay, what give me a competition I can try and enter to see if I can get something fancy.
All right, yeah, you're still on the grains floor of the mesa?
I suppose so. If we've not moved. Actually, is there any reason I can't move down and go for something fancy on the next level?
If you want, that's why I was asking if you would like to move on to the fruits and veg and try.
Actually, yeah, screw it. Let's head for fruits and veg.
Okay. You go down there. You see, people are running around trying to grab the stuff, trying to find the best. Because part of the strategy of the competition is denying your enemies the best ingredients. What are you looking for here, Laura?
So I've started with good bread. I feel like I'm trying. I feel like my heart now says I need to make the universe's greatest BLT.
Okay. Yeah. So that
I think it's simple, it's basic, but just like it's good, hearty. It's got all the groups very nicely balanced. I want to make the ultimate BLT.
Okay, so lettuce and tomato are going to be in this section, and you can go looking for them. Can actually get nature, because this part of the complex seems to have like basically magical greenhouses in it, so everything's like really fresh and preserved in like special rooms.
I got a 5.
Oh no.
Oopsie. That 16 I rolled before, apparently, not so much.
Not so much, no. I would say you go ahead of your siblings. You're down one floor below them. You're being very competitive, and you find a room that is like a big greenhouse, and you're like, I need the freshest lettuce and the freshest tomato, and you find yourself face to face with a kind of greasy-looking human who grabs up all of the lettuce and tomatoes in her cart. She is a human woman with dark hair. Obviously this is a dragon who's been transformed, but she's wearing really baggy clothes, doesn't make eye contact with you, grabs all the stuff, puts it in her cart, and starts scooting away.
If you hadn't said she was a dragon in human form, I'd have been like, what are the chances I get haunted a second time if I just melt a human?
I mean, I guess
it didn't happen twice.
I guess that I said an implication out loud, because like all the people in here are supposed to be dragons. But when I said she looks like a human to you, but you assume she is a dragon, I guess you don't know that for sure.
No. Can I cast Expeditious Retreat to just grab and run?
So you're gonna try to rob? You're trying to rob someone's cart?
I mean, yeah.
Okay.
I want the good shit. It's gone. I need it. I've set my heart on the legendary BLT now. I need the lettuce and tomato.
Yeah, I think. What's Expeditious Retreat's spell slot situation here?
It's a level 1 slot.
Okay, if you cast Expeditious Retreat, then you spend the spell slot, you can catch up to this human, and she looks very frustrated. She says, "Leave me alone. Why are you doing this?"
I'm gonna be honest with you. I set my heart on a BLT, and it's important. So, oh, hey, look over there! A really fresh avocado.
Yeah. Well, why don't you roll deception?
Yeah.
This is how you really deceive a millennial.
Yeah, 15. I shout, "There's a really fresh avocado," and point very, very intently.
By spending the spell slot and then hitting this roll, I will say you can distract this woman. It's not that she, is like the #1 avocado fan. It's just such a weird thing to say that she looks just because it feels like, I gotta see what's over there.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab the lettuce and tomato, and as soon as I've expeditious retreated out of line of sight, I'm going to put on my very big, fancy, floofy Burger Countess wig, part of the uniform, and now I am disguised.
Yeah, you hear from behind you as you run away with Expeditious Retreat with your lettuce and tomato. You hear her curse, and then you hear her muttering magical incantations. She is not taking this lying down. You have gotten yourself into a situation. Doc Hom.
Oh, well, good thing that I, the Countess, have my legally acquired goods here.
Yep. All right.
I love being important.
Rex Maximus and DiCaprio Devereaux, what are you two up to? Are the siblings rejoining?
I think so to some extent, because DiCaprio does need to check in on Rex, because the last time she saw him, he just took a cart and fucking bolted, and the next time she saw him, the cart's melted to the ground, so something happened.
Yeah, I think they are not rejoining so much as arriving at the same time.
Yeah.
Rex is going for fucking peaches and watermelon.
Oh, before we get there, I wanted the three of you to run into each other and, get on the same page before we do that.
Yeah, I think DiCaprio is going to rejoin and kind of look at Rex and just be like, "Were the biscuits worth that then?"
Need him for the recipe. What does DiCaprio have again?
Pasta.
Really? You're doing spaghetti?
It's a versatile ingredient, Rex. There's a lot of things you can do depending on the way things go. It's about planning in advance. If you don't get the right things to pair with biscuits, it's awkward and obtuse.
Rex
I can fix spaghetti no matter what happens.
Rex is gonna cut her off, point behind her, and say, "Is that Falconbridge?"
I will look.
He keeps running.
I want her to be like alongside. Like even she probably knows this isn't actually Falconbridge, but she is still gonna look.
Yeah, he's just saying that to trick her and then run.
Oh my god. Okay.
After a pause, DiCaprio will turn to Hop and say, "I hope your time in the cereal area went better."
The cereal area, yeah, that went well. That bit went good. I'm gonna move when I go back down to fruit and veg. I'm gonna move quick, but the cereal went well.
Okay, as you say that, Rex Maximus has run away, but the two sisters are now confronted by the results of that magic incantation you heard. The person you stole the fruits and vegetables from, Doc Hop, has conjured a produce golem.
Dan's gonna go fucking crazy for this. I don't know why, but I feel like Dan loves this guy.
Dan loves a golem. It's true.
Austin, is it made of really high quality fresh fruit and veg that I could put into a nice BLT?
I mean, it would be a BLTMFQRZLAF. It would have
Yeah, it's gonna be. We're gonna add to the acronym. It's gonna be a whole new thing.
Yeah, it's the LGBTQ sandwich.
Oh my god. It's a huge, almost muscular looking because of all the gourds. Creation.
Hold on, did you say gourds? I gotta go back. Dan has to be here now.
But it has all varieties of fruits and vegetables. You see, eggplants. You see cabbages. You see apples.
Yeah.
It's just a huge amalgamation that whoever you stole from has conjured with magic.
Hey team, I brought us really good quality fruit and veg. You do have to punch it.
Can DiCaprio look to see who has summoned this?
That would involve leaving the fight, because we are here rolling initiative as it comes to Clobber.cop. But if you want to leave and go look for the summoner, you can.
I can't do that. Fuck me.
So anybody who's fighting, roll initiative.
Ooh, I've got like a big bonus to that now, don't I? This is in level
Crit
1
20,
sheet.
thanks.
Wowie zowie.
I don't particularly want to go first here, but okay.
Crit 27.
It's okay,
What?
never mind.
The fuck. Okay.
I'm alert. I am unsurprisable.
You're gonna do your Chrono Trigger X Cross tag team move on this fucking gourd monster or whatever.
Ah.
Yeah, so the vegetable golem lumbers down the tunnel towards you two, and with your crits, you can absolutely go first. You can choose among you who goes first if you would like. It looks very slow and powerful.
It's Laura, right? Didn't Laura get like a 27? I'm not beating that.
Yeah. Okay. Fuck it. I'm feeling lucky. Am I? Yeah, no, I'm feeling unlucky today. Let's do it. Don't second guess myself. I'm pulling a card out that fucking deck.
Oh God, fuck me.
Hell yeah, hold on. I have it up. Here we go. 1 to 20. Odds are bad, evens are good. So far, you've pulled 1.
And I'm assuming I can't use lucky to try and get it back on, like, to change an odd to an even.
No, I think the deck of shitty things rules are you gotta live with your pull.
Since your genie isn't here, allow me to be the voice on your shoulder. Laura, why just pull 1 card when you can pull 2 even cards or 3?
Look, I mean, the answer to that is pull all 20, then I get a guaranteed equal number of good and bad things. Oh fuck! It's an odd 5.
Oh my god. Okay. 5. I love past Austin so much. You fucking rule, dog. Great joke. You pull out a card that shows the name of the card is Cowardly Gopher. And you see a little furry mammal shivering with fear from what appears to be like a shadow looming over it. The effects of Cowardly Gopher are you suffer the effects of the spell Banishment for 1 minute.
Oh!
I will now read Banishment.
No.
So, DiCaprio, from your perspective, this golem starts coming towards you, and then Hop just fucking poofs out of existence. You attempt...
I love this, because I had such high initiative, I was so ready to fight.
Yeah, you attempt to send one creature you can see within range to another plane of existence. If the target is native to the plane of existence you're on, you banish the target to a harmless demi-plane. So, to you, Hop, suddenly you find yourself just in a featureless void. Actually, probably because of the card, you find yourself in a gopher hole.
I mean, this is fine. I've got my fruit and veg.
All right, now this is fucking DiCaprio's problem. You have been abandoned.
I hate this so much.
Man, it sure would be helpful to have your brother with Dispel Magic here, but too bad.
All
Okay.
right.
So my turn now, correct?
Yeah, all combat is balanced for 3 fighters. Go ahead, solo fighter.
Yeah, it's okay. I've got 7 health. Austin, I'm going to attempt to do something potentially bad, but I think this is the best idea I have. I'm going to use my illusion. I'm going to spritz that, and I am going to create an illusion of Hop that is where she was. And I want to hopefully, like, the golem will stay distracted on Hop so I can run past to try to find who is summoning this thing.
Oh, wow, that's really clever. I'm going to have to make an intelligence check to just see if the golem understands it's an illusion. It has a profoundly terrible intelligence score, 7. Big fail, even on your level 1 sheet.
That is a failure, yes. So it will see that there is a version of Hop, but it is a Hop from DiCaprio's interpretation. So while it looks exactly like her, she doesn't know what to, like, make it say. So it's just saying something like, check out this neat dust ball I found, like, or something like that. Like some kind of, like, almost like a cardboard cutout, like, voice box to it or something like that.
Yeah, I think the thing, the golem's, like, rictus, gourd mouth splits open, spilling seeds as it just says, die, thief, and tries to attack the steel dragonborn illusion.
And DiCaprio would just bolts at that point to try to get down to the next level and find out who summoned this thing.
I have a question. Is it can I make a prediction? Is this DiCaprio's other foreshadowed X?
Look at me, I'm Dan. I know how stories work.
All right, so I have another option this arc. I can attempt again.
Fine. That's fine. I've already blown my chance with this one, so this one's, good for you.
Stop picking up my X's!
Okay, Rex Maximus, are you running away to get your own ingredients? Or what are you up to? You bolted.
Absolutely, I'm getting my own ingredients. He didn't even know that there was a golem coming. He has no idea that's happening.
All right. Yeah, why don't you tell me what you want and what you're going to do to get it roll-wise.
Okay. So, generally speaking, what Rex is, he's going for, like, barbecue stuff, essentially. So that's why he wants biscuits. I believe grilled watermelon's a pretty popular, like, vegetable. Not vegetable, fruit for barbecues. What are we doing for vegetables?
I just realized, is it confusing at all to Laura? Sorry to always do this. That we keep saying biscuits. That means nothing to you, right?
Oh, you didn't mean like cookies that you were gonna crumble up to make like a cheesecake base or something. You mean like the scone things?
No, we mean biscuits.
Okay, sorry, I shouldn't have said anything.
Eagle screech of American Anthem starts playing.
Yeah, the thing that's kind of like a scone. The thing that you have with gravy, but it's not brown gravy, it's weird white gravy that I don't understand.
Yeah.
Those things. Okay.
And there's this guy named Robbie Williams. He's a monkey for some reason. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah. So here's what Rex is gonna do. He's going to. I'm assuming there's like a big like stack of like, let's say apples or something in like a pyramid, right?
Correct.
And everyone's scrambling. Rex is gonna use his ring's ability to like reduce the hardness of any object he's gonna hit, and he's just gonna scythe out like the legs of one of these like the table these pyramids are on, so it just spills apples everywhere to knock people over, while he tries to then like grab his shit and go.
Oh my lord. Okay, what's the right roll for that?
I don't know, an attack roll.
Sure, yeah, make an attack roll.
Hey, can I use my bonus action to surge and hit again?
Well, now I was going to say, this is a very low DC, but I do want there to be a consequence for this failure. So you run over and you try to punch out like a leg of this table to create a big scene. And the first strike doesn't work, and you go to do your second strike. It would absolutely work. There's no way that this is going to resist long. When someone grabs your wrist,
Okay.
you turn and you look into the face of a lizard folk who is a red Tegu. It's your mom. And she says, What are you doing here? Come on, Rex. That's not how I raised you.
Mommy raised me to win, and I need to make a distraction because I do not have spells like my sisters.
But come on, Bubby, you've got to do a little bit more class.
Rex, I guess, looks up at so there's like hanging lights, right?
Yeah, they're like magic torches, essentially.
Magic torch. Damn, I was gonna say, can I just try to hit the base of them hard enough to fall on some of these people? Like throw an apple at it real hard?
I mean, I don't think that it's going to make a meaningful difference if you bonk one person or two, because there's like a bunch of people in here.
You're right. I mean, I have so little to work with. Oh, I have dark vision. I'm assuming a lot of these people in here in their small folk form don't. Rex is gonna take out his gavel, and he's just gonna dispel the magic that's powering the lights.
Oh, fuck. Damn, I didn't even think of that. That's cool.
Yeah. So how tall are these ceilings in here?
Like the like a human hallway in a human building.
Okay, I guess Rex will have to just kind of jump and then with the gavel yell overruled and to try to disable the lights.
Okay, so you break away from your mother and you don't argue with the point with her anymore. That's a choice you're making.
I think Rex will say, "Fine, I won't break that." And then he does this instead.
Okay.
He's shutting off the lights. That's not destroying the place. No, just nobody can see anything.
Okay, now that's good. Your mother isn't gonna fight you physically. She's just it makes a disapproving, noise like, "Oh, you silly little boy."
Yeah, he has to. He needs this win, and he's fighting for it.
Okie dokie. Yeah, Rex, you can grab the stuff you want here. Doc Hop, you're in you're in a gopher hole for 1 minute. Anything you want to add before you pop into existence?
Nah, I'm just sat here going, I'm never gonna hear the end of this, am I?
After 1 exact minute, you pop back into the hallway where you were. It's kind of a disorienting feeling to be in like a nothing universe and then to be back in reality, but it only takes a minute to acclimate. You do not see any of your siblings or the vegetable golem, which is now, I guess, Mr. X. It's gonna fucking stalk you through the rest of this arc. Congratulations on your nemesis.
Oh, that's fine. I got away from it once. I now remember that I have the ability to just breathe acid on this thing, and that probably should have been my number 1 stop, so next time I'll breathe acid on it.
Sure.
Is this going to be Hop's other running habit, that she's going to be stalked by some creature once per arc?
I didn't know that's where we were going, but it looks like that's where we're going.
Can I find out who's summoning the vegetable man?
In just a moment, yeah. Doc Hop, are you going down to the 3rd level, or are you trying to find your siblings?
I'll go find my siblings. I want to apologize for picking a fight and then vanishing.
Okay, I think you can see Rex Maximus stumble out of a dark room, arms laden with some various food, and you two can reunite briefly before we get over to DiCaprio.
Where's DiCaprio?
Definitely not killed by a vegetable golem.
That is a shockingly specific statement, but I have no reason not to believe you.
I mean, most of us, most of the time, aren't being killed by a vegetable golem. It's probably right.
Rex will say, what do we have next on this pyramid?
Protein.
Yeah, we got protein, and then after that is secret better sugar, I think, probably. I think they've got it hidden somewhere.
Yeah, I didn't acknowledge when you put the diagram in the Discord, Laura, where you labeled the top of the pyramid secret better sugar.
I'm so sorry, but I have to do this because it's incredibly funny to me. Rex is gonna point directly behind Hop and say, "Look, a hot blue lady."
Fuck off.
Is there a hot blue lady behind me? No? Okay, yeah, off you go.
And then he runs.
Okay, fine.
I'm gonna go find my sister.
You fucking dysfunctional goobers. DiCaprio, is there anything you're rolling or casting to find one of 50 dragons who are down here?
I think she's gonna be looking around to try to find somebody, but I don't have any spells that can help me find people really. So I think I'm just gonna have to use my old peepers, but I will use my Gucci sunglasses, I guess, to give me proficiency in perception. I'm assuming.
To track would be survival.
Okay, survival. Then I'll give myself proficiency in survival. Crit 23.
Holy Lord. Gosh. Wow.
Can I sort of describe this then?
Please.
Yeah, so I don't know exactly. I mean, you can obviously tell me where you need to change it, but I imagine like DiCaprio has this rush down in this level, and there's like sort of like a little bit of like a frenzy going on in this level. I'm sure there was a fracas at the last level as well, but like things are going really weird in here. I assume there's like very little actual like fruit and veg left and stuff like that. And there's just a moment where like DiCaprio is like looking around, and there's a moment of panic as she realizes she needs something, but she's just going to lock eyes with somebody. And Dan called it earlier. Once she realizes who this is, she's going to like kind of pause and be taken aback, and then just kind of like casually approach and just be like, hey.
Yes, you walk up to what seems to be a human woman, about your age when you're in elf form, or like, physically a younger woman. She seems to be kind of unkempt, oversized sweater, never really cared about what they look like. The image I have is of her dragon form, so this is going to be fun.
Whoa!
I love Komodo dragons. I'm stealing your girlfriend. I'm sorry to tell you. It has to happen now.
I didn't know what there's a specific image I have in my mind of her human form, but it's I couldn't find. It's like weird to put that on an actual picture of a
her
person.
breath is gonna be awful.
Yes. Dan's already thinking ahead. She has the most powerful poison breath of any dragon. Viola turns around and looks at you and flinches and then turns back around.
DiCaprio will kind of very gently touch the shoulder and kind of not like put force. I don't want it to act like I'm forcibly turning her around, but kind of like lead her to turn around and greet her and be like, Vilda, darling, how are you doing?
She tries to kind of slide away from your touch, just not doing a good job of being casual about it. And she says, I'm kind of busy. We're doing a competition. It's we're trying for a baby. There's a baby egg baby. So I'm gonna, and she like tries to start wheeling her cart away.
I think DiCaprio is gonna put her hand on the cart and sort of stop it there, and she's gonna be like, "You want to leave so soon?"
Oh my God, what do you want, Misty?
I just thought we have this opportunity. We should chat. It's maybe been a while.
What do we have to chat about?
It's been some time since then. Or current events. How's your life doing? How's your horde?
Still skeletons. Can I help you?
You always make me take lead. Fine, darling. I challenge you for your fruits and vegetables. And DiCaprio is going to pull out her dual disc that I mentioned last arc and never got to use. I'm challenging her to a, what do we call the holodeck duel for her vegetables.
Okay. I think that's
You're
how.
telling me this lady collects skeletons? It's a perfect woman right here. That's all I'm saying.
She's a vulture. It's vulturing is like a human hobby. Have you ever met anyone who does that?
I have several skeletons in my off my shelf right now.
Oh, okay.
I'm not necessarily collecting them off the stage.
You guys, we all went to the occult con together. You know that we know this.